don't know if you heard, but Spider-Man did pretty well at the box office.
No,
not bad.
Okay.
I think the second biggest all-time opening weekend, now like the third biggest domestic movie of all time. It made in the 1.7 something billion dollars. It's just continued to motor on. Just continue to keep going. Like even people like me who knew it was going to be a huge smash, even exceeding my expectation, like far exceeding my expectations too. It's incredible. Now, a lot of people have been talking about and wondering, when is Spider-Man No Way Home going to be available for us to watch at home? Well, now we have some specific dates. It has been reported, by the way, they put out this picture of Toby, Andrew, and Tom doing the famous meme standing around point thing. And they used this picture of them doing this to promote the fact that they now have release dates for their stuff. And here's the dates.
Great.
Here's the dates that we're getting here. Okay, so the new dates were announced through the official Spider-Man Twitter account, which also posted a picture of the movie's 3 live-action Spider-Man recreating the famous pointing meme. Peter Parker's third outing in the Marvel Cinematic Universe will now be released digitally, like on Vudu and iTunes and stuff like that, on March 22nd. After that, a physical release of Blu-ray and 4K UHD will happen in April, on April 12th. So, digital release on things where you can purchase it on Vudu and iTunes and things like that on March 22nd, and then the physical media release on April 12th. Now, you might be wondering, what about streaming? Well, here's the issue with streaming. It's not coming to Disney Plus. All right. It has been confirmed by Star CEO Jeffrey Hirsch that unlike other 2021 MCU releases such as The Eternals, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Spider-Man No Way Home will not be going to Disney Plus anytime soon and will instead make its streaming premiere on Stars, which we have talked about before. But they don't have a specific date for it yet. It's just that it's going to premiere on Stars sometime in the next 6 months, which I'm a little bit disappointed to hear, but it is coming as early as March. If you want to buy it digitally, which is probably how I'm going to be buying it or renting it or whatever, followed by the physical media release, which is probably how Rob is going to get it on Blu-ray and 4K UHD. Now, apparently there's also some behind the scenes stuff in it that they're going to be including on the discs. They're not clear about whether or not they're going to be putting on the digital releases as well. Like, I think there's another scene or two with the 3 Spider-Men just kind of hanging out that they took out of the movie, I guess. Or it might be just from behind the scenes stuff, not sure. Anyway, Rob, I know you enjoyed this movie very much, and you're still one of the last bastions of hope holding onto the physical media realm, but you hear about these dates. But, you know, some people wrote to me this morning saying, well, why is Disney putting it out on disc? Don't they want to try to drive subscriptions to Disney Plus? Well, it's not on Disney Plus. So that's a big thing. So
it's a
Sony do you think
release.
About it?
It's coming from Sony. So everyone's got to remember. And of course, I will be getting the 4K Steelbook, which is already pre-ordered because I have every single Marvel Steelbook that exists in 4K. Thank you very much. I just got the Eternals 4K. I know no one's going to give me an award, but it's true. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, John. I want to see the deleted scenes. I want to see. Apparently, there's like an hour or 100. There's 100 minutes of special features, which is exciting to me because as a special features content producer myself, it is very nice to see that people are even putting special features on discs. And to get them from a movie like this, delightful.
Well, now you mentioned there's going to be like 100 minutes of stuff.
Yeah.
As somebody who has been a special features producer, as somebody who is a fan of this film, what kind of stuff do you think we can expect to see on this disc?
You know, we haven't ever received this, but I would love to know the story behind how did they get all these actors to come back. I want to know. I would love to hear from Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire about the first phone call they got about this. Now, they've talked about this in interviews, but maybe go a little in depth. I heard that Amy Pascal threw a sandwich at Kevin Feige. I read this in an article. When he
I read this too, yeah.
And he suggested doing this, and she threw a sandwich at him. I mean, I wish they would tell these stories because the one thing that has completely disappointed me, John, I made a 3-hour documentary on the making of Superman Returns that's on that Blu-ray. 3 hours.
Wow.
And I was on location for a year shooting behind the scenes footage. the Marvel Cinematic Universe has really dropped the ball. They could have, like their movies, they could have been making an interconnected, ongoing documentary, now over 28 films, about how this whole process started, the thought process behind it, how did it happen, the decisions that were made. And I really think that this is an opportunity that they've never availed themselves of. And of all the movies that are coming out today, like the Lord of the Rings box set that has 10 hours of documentaries for each film, I wish they had done that. And so the more we get about how these movies are made, the happier I am. So I'm hoping that with 100 minutes, that's pretty good, you know, especially in this day and age. So I'm hoping we're going to get, and to be fair, Disney Plus has been doing a pretty good job with their behind the scene, the assembled documentaries.
Yes.
They're pretty good, right?
I was going to mention their assembled stuff. So
they're good.
I am hoping that's a sign that they are going to start including more behind the scenes stuff on the streaming
because
platform as
they
well.
could have done episode after episode after episode for the Marvel movies. There's 28 Marvel movies now. That's at least, you could have done seasons worth of documentaries.
Just look at the Mandalorian stuff they did. They literally did like 6 episodes of just the filmmakers sitting around behind the scenes. By the way, you brought up Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal. I was hearing from somebody, he's like, people think, you know, Amy and Kevin work together, and they do. It's just, you have no idea how much, like, how BFFs they are. Like, apparently, like, Kevin Feige loves Amy Pascal. Like, I never knew this. I didn't know this, but apparently, like, they have a fantastic relationship, and he loves working with her. I never knew that before.
Remember, if memory serves, he does have a producer credit on Spider-Man. The original Spider-Man. So they've worked together for 20 years.
Yeah, very long time before he was running Marvel.
Yeah, you don't work with someone that long if you don't actually like them as a person. It's real hard. It's real hard.
I've seen married couples married that long and not actually like the other person. So
right, but they're probably not spending as much time together as Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal.
That's probably too.
That's why she can throw a sandwich at him and get away with it.
Yes,
exactly.
Not many people can. Anyway, you hear about this. Are you and Tom going to be grabbing up either? Let me ask you though. You and Tom, Spider-Man now comes out. Do you grab a digital copy to have on your, or do you grab a physical copy?
Yeah, we're grabbing as few physical anything. I kind of want to just, I think at this point it would be easier for me to move out of my house than for me to actually deal with all of the crap we have. I'm in a massive crap purging stage right now. So no, we will not be accumulating any physical media of anything ever.
Except foreign releases of movies that you're in,
that
like
is true.
Bitch Slap.
That's right.
Well, you know what?
Provided by Dieter Bastian all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland.
Yes, I do have a whole lovely collection of Bitch Slap movies from Robert Meyer Burnett.
And Dieter.
And Dieter, and thank you, Dieter. But speaking of Bitch Slap, I'm actually glad that you brought that up because, you know, so when we did Bitch Slap, which if you're not familiar, which you probably aren't, that's okay. Super low budget, indie, fun film in the vein of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill that I did many, many years ago. And we had a behind the scenes feature called Behind Bitch Slap, Building a Better B Movie. And it is almost as zany and weird and just wackadoodle as the movie itself is, but also incredibly entertaining. And what I don't understand is why more oh, thank you.
There's an image from Bitch Slap.
There I am in my gold dress. Just kidding. That's Julia Voth. I'm the redhead. So, you know, what I don't understand is why the behind the scenes isn't being capitalized more, because we have seen so many times, whether it's assembled or it's movies we loved on Netflix, you know, people are ravenous to hear how it all came together, to see, you know, what were the little things going on behind the scenes, especially if it's a project that people are passionate about. And you're absolutely right. If there had been this chronological tale being told about the evolution of Spider-Man, how invaluable, and I'm sure that footage exists. You know, when I see special features, I love to see the physical transformations. I love to see the costume fittings, the iterations. Like, I would love to see how many different versions of the Spidey suit they went through before they came to the final one. You know, different fittings. I remember when I worked on The Flash, the gentleman who plays the Flash, sorry, I'm having a
Grant Gustin.
Grant Gustin. They had a new outfit for him. And this poor guy, it was so tight in the crotch that it was so incredibly uncomfortable. And I was like, that would be a really great thing for behind the scenes, is that it was almost impossible for him to work comfortably. And these are all just little things, is costume fittings, things that get annoyed. They get annoying for actors, makeup, hair, interviews, all those things. I love these behind the scenes, and I would just love to see more of them.
Me too.
All right, guys. Well, the question is for you. Now we've got some dates for when you're going to be able to get your hands on Spider-Man No Way Home, whether you want it digitally, whether you want it a physical copy, whether you want to wait for it to be streaming. Now you know where it's coming on Stars. How are you guys going to pick it up? What kind of special features on these discs would you like to see included? Whatever your thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.